Okay, welcome to the Black Health Collective. We meet the last Saturday of every month right here at the FEMA Center at 5730 Crenshaw Boulevard. And today we're dealing with one is the Thanksgiving and what it really means to Black folks, African people. Okay, so the first thing here, we want to look at what relationship does Thanksgiving have to Black folks and the Native Americans here in this country. Well, first of all, we have to look at the Treaty of Grenada of 1491. This was the end of Black Moorish rule. Okay, November 25th, 1491, the Treaty of Grenada was signed. The treaty was the official surrendering of Spain by the Black Moors from North Africa. These Africans occupied Spain for 780 years, developing the cities with paved streets and monumental architecture. They brought the higher education, cultivated the land to expand crops. They set up bathhouses and responsible for the first medical school and hospital in Salerno, Italy. Okay, their presence helped bring Europe out of the Dark Ages, which was infested with deadly plagues and diseases. After the Moors were conquered, some Black Muslims converted to Christians, but were never fully accepted. Many were moved out of the Spanish territory. As of April, and actually about the next 100 years, you had a lot of the indigenous people still trying to live there amongst those that had conquered them, but eventually the Europeans there wanted them out. And so as of April of 1609, there was an official order signed by King Philip III to speed up this process. And this is a picture of him right here. He was the king of Spain, but he was also king of Portugal, Naples, Sicily. In 1609, he signed an edict, which is an official order denouncing the Muslim inhabitants. And each time they say Muslim inhabitants, they're talking about the Black people of that land. And they said that, he said he denounced them as heretics, traitors, and apostates. The entire Muslim population, who were primarily Black, were given 3 days to leave Spanish territory or risk death. For 5 years, the Black Moors were rapidly removed from Spanish territory, and estimated 300,000 people, which was about 5% of the population, were asked to leave. Spain has successfully implemented one of the largest acts of ethnic cleansing in European history. Now, when we're talking about what was going on, this treaty that we talked about, this treaty of Grenada, when it was signed on the last Thursday of November, which ironically is the Thanksgiving Day that we celebrate here in America, showing that it's coinciding with the destruction of the Black Moors in Spain, because you know they're from North Africa. And then we also have to look at what happened here in the Americas. You had Christopher Columbus, who actually never made it to North America. He was actually in the Bahamas region, and he actually was ordered. If you look at what happened when they got on land, they said that they saw trees that were very green and much water and fruits that were of diverse kind. The admiral called 2 captains, and he talked about how they're very kind and thoughtful. And then Columbus, when he summoned back to Queen Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, they asked him what was going on, and he said they're treating him very nice. They're giving him gifts, and he was ordered to conquer them because that was a sign of weakness. And this is Friday, October 12th. Shortly after landing, the inhabitants assembled on the beach, and Columbus gave them gifts and red hats and beads. The natives replicated with parrots and cotton and goods and things of this nature. Okay, and then we also have to look at most historians. When you look at it, he actually landed in a Hispaniola, which is actually the second largest island of the world, located in the Caribbean islands region. And so this is where he was actually at. And to this very day, in this region, they look at this as a day of reckoning, not a day of celebration. But where did Thanksgiving really start getting celebrated here in the United States? Well, 1637, Massachusetts Governor John Winthrop proclaimed Thanksgiving to celebrate the safe return of a band of heavily armed hunters, all colonial volunteers. They had just returned from a region known today as Mystic, Connecticut, where they massacred 700 Pequot Indians, men, women, and children. The United Indians of New England meet each year to remembering this day as a day of mourning. The name Mystic is derived from the Pequot Indian term Mistook, which describes a large river whose waters are driven into waves by the tides of the wind. And so when we're celebrating Thanksgiving here, it actually was started by the destruction or the massacre of over 700 Indians, which are men, women, and children. So we have to look at what we're celebrating when we're doing that. And actually, this right here was taken a few days ago, and this right here is in Plymouth, Massachusetts, on November 23rd at 12 noon. They do this every Thanksgiving Day. This is the day of mourning. And this is at Coles Hill, Plymouth, which Coles Hill is right across the street from Plymouth, the area of Plymouth Rock. And so this is the 40th National Day of Mourning.